I want to speak in this video especially about the Bitcoin versus global M2 money supply. Then I want to speak obviously about the Bitcoin price, but on the weekly, very important. And I want to speak about the total crypto market cap on the weekly. And if I'm thinking if this is right now, if we're going the bear market or is it only cool off? And in my opinion, and you saw this chart already, I showed you this blue line is the Bitcoin price, the green line is the M2 money supply. And usually if the money supply is rising, so the green line, if the green line is rising, Bitcoin is following after this line. First is the global supply is going up, and then Bitcoin is following usually. So what we see here right now is, and they are correlated, and we see right now the M2 supply, so money supply, starts to go up, and usually Bitcoin is following. But we could see a little more downside here. And why we could see a little bit more downside in the big picture, I speak also about the short term, what will happen the next day probably, or what the charts are showing us. But if we are watching here the crypto total market cap, we could go and retest here this support line of this bull flag, which we broke out from the bear market when we saw the relief from the bear market in 2023 when we reached the bottom. So we could retested it. I posted yesterday also on Twitter, which would be around $2.2 trillion. And you see we hit perfectly also the resistance, which was 22%. It's exactly from the previous bear market, from the previous bull market. We broke through this resistance line and we had 22% pump in the total crypto market cap. It's exactly the same. So in this theory, because I made this line before, it was half year ago I made this line and this price target of around $3.7 trillion, because I calculated how much is it here when we broke last time we broke the previous all-time high. And I thought, okay, the first resistance was here approximately, you see here when we got rejected, so it was approximately 40% pump. Since we have a higher market cap, I thought, okay, let's say 50% would be 20% pump. So according to this theory, we would see cool down and then see another pump. So it means we are not in the bear market. We're just cooling off to a price target of $2.2 trillion, and then we should see reversal. If we're breaking inside of this bull flag, this would be very dramatic. But again, if we are watching the M2 money supply, it suggests we will create a double top. So we will see another pump in the Bitcoin chart. And I expecting personally that we could see here this year something like we saw in the previous bull market, where we created a local high, a new all-time high, then we cooled down, and then we created another all-time high, and then we went into the bear market. And this is what I'm expecting also here. So the major support which we are getting is here at $74,000, as you see it here. Wait a minute, I show you, we choose here the horizontal line, and you see the very first support coming here. So at 74K, 73K approximately, you see this is the first support. Obviously we can go a little bit lower to retest the support of this all-time high, which was in 2021. So it would be around 66K, which would be more dramatic, but it could go as low as this, a quick wick down, even though I'm not expecting, because I'm expecting around 74K, because this also exactly where we still have the CME gap. The CME gap still not closed, which is around 77K, you see. Then the CME gap would be really close. So I expecting here a reversal after we hitting 70K approximately. I expecting a reversal to 100K. And also, if we are watching where is the liquidity lying, we see the liquidity is way above 100K. If we are zooming out, we are watching on the 1 month. If we are going on a 3 month, then you see it even more. You see there's a lot of liquidity at $110,000. So expecting we will create another all-time high, which is not very high. It will be not higher than $110,000, $115,000, but altcoins will go up again, obviously, and then we are going into a bear market. This is everything what is screaming here in the technicals, not in the technicals. In the technicals, as you know, And let's watch right now Bitcoin, the 4 hourly, because Bitcoin is heading to our price target to 73K, 74K. What is the price? Because of this head and shoulders. You see here, shoulder, head, shoulder, and the price target you measure from top to the downside, and the price target is 74K. What we could see in the immediate short term today, since we had yesterday low volume, as always on Sunday, market manipulation, we saw a dump here to the price target of around 80K. We could here reverse to retest this now resistance line at 87K. Why 87K? Also, not only because here it's a support line, this magic support line, which everyone criticizes, you're trading with support lines. No, but if you're watching here on the 24-hour, so immediate short term, where's the liquidity lying? The liquidity is lying exactly up to 87K, exactly where the resistance is here at 87K. So I'm expecting here that we are going to 87K and then see another dump to 74K before we see another pump to 100K. Also, if we are watching on the big, not on the big picture, immediate short term, on the 1 day chart, we see a lot of shorts which can get liquidated compared to the longs. There are not many longs left to get liquidated on the 1 day, also on the 7 day, and also on the 30 days. And 30 days, this is our big picture. You see here, as soon as we're going to around 100K, over 10 billion shorts getting liquidated. So I'm expecting here that we will see in the immediate short-term pump, then we see dump to 74K, and then we see another new all-time high around $110,000. I'm coming back with new news. If you have any questions, write me down below. I'll kiss you and see you later. Mwah.